What's up, book besties? Welcome to another episode of She's All Books, where we dive into the raddest reads that will totally blow your mind. Grab your favorite drink, kick back, and let's chat all things books. Because life's too short for boring stories. Ready? Let's get this book party started. Okay, book besties, grab your friendship bracelets and your 90s rom-com soundtracks because today we've got a dynamic duo on She's All Books. We have besties Rachel Kaye and Jennifer Aline, two authors whose book worlds intertwine just like their friendship. They each write their own stories, but under one LLC where their characters and series can intertwine in the same universe. Which means if you love one, you're about to be obsessed with the other. Let's dive into all things writing, friendship, and fictional worlds that you'll never want to leave. Thank you both for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
I always say tonight because we're recording at night, but this will release like at 6 a.m. in the morning. So if anyone's listening to this driving to work, good morning, and not nighttime where you are. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I appreciate both of you being here. I cannot wait to dive in. I love that both of you wore your 90s choker necklaces. I had to throw mine on to join you. Was it planned? Was it just happened to be you're so in sync that you both had those on?
Definitely Rachel mentioned it, so I decided I needed to search through my girls' stuff and find one as well. So it's Rachel.
I love it.
Mine was an impulse buy at Walmart yesterday.
I love it. And I love how you can find them at like any of these retail stores now. Like when I'm checking out or walking through like the little girl section at Target or wherever I'm at, I see them and they come in like all colors and some of them have the little pearls in it. I'm like, this is really taking me back. What a time to be alive. The 90s are making a comeback. It's so exciting. We're going to write it out as long as we can. All right. And then I see butterfly clips. I mean, I'm so excited. I'm voicing over this in case people are just listening to the audio. I want them to know how much 90s is just being thrown at them via their phones. All right. Well, I'm going to dive in because I'm so excited to get us started and kicked off. I'm going to ask a lot of questions for folks who might not have heard of either of you yet or heard of one, but not the other. So we're going to dive deep, really get to know you. If you're watching this, of course, you know, in the captions, I have links for you to connect directly to the authors so that you can find them on social media platforms and get a hold of their books and all things about them. So make sure you check out the captions so that you can click and connect with them. Also, of course, you can click and connect with me if you are an author who wants to join. It's fun. I've been finding a lot of authors. Well, authors have been finding me through YouTube, and I never thought that would happen. All right, so we're going to dive in and just show everybody why they need to pick up your books immediately. All right, so I feel like I have to ask the question I ask everyone because I feel like this is going to be very telling. I'm going to guess where you're located. What did you call these growing up?
No.
Okay, so I called them a paper fortune teller.
Probably
I think
like
they
some
were
kind
just
of fortune teller.
Yeah, just fortune tellers.
It's a fortune teller.
Yeah.
A lot of people like on the West Coast and in Canada, when they come on the show, they always correct me and say it's a cootie catcher. And so, yeah. Yeah. So like, I don't know if like that's something like I've noticed by region and I'm on the East Coast and grew up calling it a paper fortune teller. So that's what you're going to hear me call it all day or all interview. All right. So we will go ahead and get started. And what I'm going to do to switch it up, since there's two guests on this episode, what a special episode, is when it's Jennifer's turn to answer a question, which a lot of these you're both going to answer. I'm going to be honest with you. The way I wrote them, it's going to be like you answer them either together or each take a stab at them. But what we're going to do is when it's Jennifer's turn to answer one, I'm going to have Rachel choose it for her. So she'll answer this. And then I guess like Jennifer will go first and answer the question and vice versa. So let's just see how it works. If it gets too confusing, which just explaining it hurt my brain, but we'll just revert back. So we'll try. All right. It's hard for you guys to see it because of the quality of the recording, but after it's published, it's easier to see. Your color options are green, orange, pink, or purple. And we'll kick off with Rachel choosing and Jennifer answering.
I am going to go with purple.
Purple. I love it. Purple. And I'm going to spell it so many times that you're going to be like, this is very annoying. And your number options, Rachel, to pick for Jennifer are 1, 2, 5, or 6.
5.
5. And I didn't say this part, but they obviously correspond with the questions. If you're watching this for the first time, you're like, what is she doing? That's not how you're supposed to play a paper fortune teller. All right. Question number 5. I feel like this is perfect because it should be the first question that you're asked. And that is, how did you two meet, Jennifer? How did the two of you, how did your worlds connect?
Yes. So about 10 years ago, Rachel and I both met at work. We were working in like the human services field, and we worked in the same office, and we found out we both like to read, we both like to write, and that turned into us waking up an hour or so before we went to the office, usually around 9 o'clock. We went to a coffee shop down the street and we would write together at the coffee shop for like an hour or so before we trekked our way into the office and did things that we probably weren't as excited about. But that's kind of, I think, where it all started, was that coffee shop before work.
So like in real life, like not just like over the interweb, like you actually met in real
Yeah.
life. Wow.
Real life.
So 90s.
IRL.
That is very exciting. Okay, so you like to write at coffee shops. That might come up in a little bit, so we'll circle back to that for sure. Anything you want to add, Rachel, or did Jennifer answer that question perfectly?
I think she nailed it. We did have a coworker who made fun of us, who said that it was our writing club. You're like, that's okay. You'll see
That's okay.
when we publish our books one day.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You'll want to read
Started
our
a writing
books
club.
and you'll love them. And if you're watching this, hi. All right. This time Jennifer can choose the colors for Rachel, or the color for Rachel. Okay. Pink, purple, orange, or green.
Let's go with green.
Green. All right. GREEN. And we have new numbers this time: 3, 4, 7, or 8.
7.
7. All right. Question number 7. Let's see. I gotta scroll down to it. I switched it so that my questions are up instead of me always looking down and like analyzing my part during all the recordings. Okay. Question number 7 is about writing in the same universe. So I kind of mentioned in the intro that even though the two of you write your own books separately, they're not written together, they do share the same world. So I want to know, Rachel, what is the most fun part about writing in the same universe?
So, sorry about my cat. So for my second book that came out called The Velvet Fix, I needed a crappy ex-boyfriend for my main female character. So Jenny's first book, The X Project, happens to feature two friends redating their exes. So I was like, can I borrow a crappy ex for my book? And so that was really fun. I got to like take some of the description that she had used for him and like embellish and tweak it and do some fun callbacks to what happened to this guy in the X Project. And some of the people who have read both of our books like caught on and they're like, wait, is that so and so? So it's just really fun. It makes our books feel really interactive. And yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Love that. What a cool way for them to interconnect. Like sometimes it's like, I don't know, very like distant connections when authors like pair up for universes, but that's like a very cool way for them to connect.
And you definitely don't have to read both of them. Like you won't miss anything, but it's just something extra and fun.
But how fun is that? It's like little Easter eggs like that you can find between the books. Like why would you not want to read both of them?
Exactly.
That is really cool. I love it. What's the trickiest part? And either of you can answer. What is the trickiest part of writing in the same universe?
We have tried and we are doing in an upcoming novella. We have them coming out in November where there is actually a scene that happens at the same time in both of them. So we had to just be really careful that we got the dialogue the exact same and like what's happening in the scene lines up correctly. It took a couple of edits for us to get there.
I love
That's exactly what I was going to say.
editing. Yeah. And then I should have asked this at the beginning for folks who like are new to your books, but what are the different series' names? So like Jennifer, what is your series called?
So my books, I call them spicy women's fiction because they're for a romance audience. So they're really kind of standalones in a way. There's not one book you can read, you need to read before the other or anything like that. But if we're looking at it as like a whole with all my books, These that I have out so far, the X Project and the Naked Book Club, they're in Merlin Heights, so I call those just the Merlin Heights books. But yeah, I would say, just because I can't really call it a series, that it's the Merlin Heights books. I have to be careful because the romance world is very specific.
Right, true. And I don't understand all of the nuances to all of that, but it makes sense. I get it. What about yours, Rachel?
I have 2 books out right now, and it's definitely very much like traditional romance series of interconnected standalones. It's the Greyport series. It's a small town inspired by my hometown in Western New York. And the first book is The Christmas Fake. The second book is The Velvet Fix. So book 2 follows the sister of the main male character in the first book and his best friend. But if you read them out of order, if say you're not into Christmas books or you're not into the plot of the second book, you won't miss anything other than that you'll see like a couple from book 1 is already together in book 2, which it's romance. That's not a spoiler.
Right. No. And I love that part of like interconnected books is like you get to see those cameos from like other characters. And that's like so fun for me because like I'm not ready to say bye to them, but I'm excited to meet a new couple, but I get to still see them and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
That's always fun. Which I used to think I was just going to be like, I only read series that follow the same characters because I don't want to say bye to them. But like, I'm starting to really like obsess over the interconnected ones because I'm like, I get doses and it's exciting. All right. Well, I think that was all for that question. Did we hit it all? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. I think if I ask you what I'm about to ask you, it might ruin another question. So I'm going to zip it. This time it is Rachel picking the colors again. And so it's green, orange, pink, or purple.
Let's go orange.
Orange. Okay. ORANGE. And we have options 3, 4, or 8.
How about 4?
4. All right. Question number 4 is, let me see. Okay. This one is about, I had to scroll back up to the top. The reader experience. So this is for Jennifer. If a new reader picks up your books, Jennifer, is there a perfect reading order for them, or what would you recommend for them, like as far as like where to start?
Well, since mine are also interconnected standalones, I wouldn't say, I guess I could say the X Project is probably the one you can start with since I wrote it first. But really, you can pick up the Naked Book Club and still totally understand what's going on. And then if you read the X Project after that, you'll be like, oh, there's some characters I recognize from the Naked Book Club in this book. For my books, wouldn't say you need to really read one before the other, but if I have to answer, I would say the X Project, probably just because I wrote it first.
Okay, good to know. But that's kind of also fun. Like if you're a mood reader, you can just kind of like go off of what book description or cover or whatever like is speaking to you, and it's not end of the world. Rachel, what about you? How would you recommend readers and authors alike to start? Where should they start with your book?
I would definitely read, and I'm also, I think, going to segue into if you are going to do the full mine and Jenny's books together, to get like the most out of the crossover elements, I would read The Christmas Fake, then The X Project of Jenny's, then The Velvet Fix of mine, and then The Naked Book Club of Jenny's.
I never thought about it that way.
Not as notable with the Christmas Fake and the X Project, but in the Velvet Fix, my main characters are building a new business and they finish it at the end of the book. And then in the Naked Book Club, Jenny's characters visit the business, and it's already constructed. So I think those 2 are best read in order.
Very nice. That's kind of like the way I think of books like movies. So like that would make sense in my brain. I'm very like visual with it and imagining it while I'm reading, which I love. Okay. All right. This time we're going to have Jennifer choose the colors and number for Rachel. So purple, pink, orange, or green.
All right, let's go with pink.
Pink. All right. Pink. And your number options are, oh gosh, did I not write that one down? That was 4. Okay. See if I don't write them down. I'm going to start just asking you guys the same thing over and over again. Okay. Your number options were 1, 2, or 6.
Gold 1.
Question number 1. All right. Question number 1 is actually a speed round of Never Have I Ever. Did you guys ever play Never Have I Ever? Okay.
Of course.
This is Never Have I Ever author edition. And since I'm not an author, I've never done any of these things. So you all will hold up your 5 fingers, and I'm just going to drill you with 5 Never Have I Evers to see if I can get anyone's fingers all down.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that none of these are spoilers. They might be. I don't know. We'll find out because I took a stab at some of these. And the first one, and I'll do what I'm really bad at, and I will try my best to narrate who puts their fingers down, because I do have a lot of people who listen to this podcast and not watching it, and this part is probably the hardest for them to follow along with. All right, so never have I ever killed off a character and immediately regretted it. I thought I saw a finger go down. No fingers down. No fingers down. So I try to make it vague. So like, I'm not saying they've never killed off a character, so I'm not spoiling anything. It could just be that they didn't regret it. We don't know. All right, no spoilers yet. Never have I ever, I mean, I hope you guys didn't kill anyone off. Never have I ever stayed up all night writing because I couldn't stop.
I feel like I would say yes. We stay up pretty late. Maybe
Pretty
not all
much,
night, but
yeah.
we stay up
Pretty
real
close.
late.
Yeah, like later than anticipated. All right, so we got 1 finger down for each. Okay. Never have I ever based a villain off of a real person. Rachel put a finger down. Jennifer did not put a finger down.
Thinking about it, there's a lot of X's in the X project, so I feel like definitely one of them is not a great person inspired.
Yeah. I mean, you have to like probably pull some characteristics from somebody who has wronged you in love. All right. Never have I ever changed an ending at the very last minute.
No, I don't think so either.
Okay. So no fingers down for that. Each Rachel and Jennifer both have 3 fingers remaining. Let's see if I can get 1 down with this last one. Never have I ever gotten emotional while writing my own book.
Yeah.
It's almost like a freebie. All right, so each of them ended with 2 fingers. I did not win, but we got there. Okay. Thank you for playing Never Have I Ever with me. And you guys tied. So it's like not even one of you beat the others. It was a tie. How fitting. All right. Back to the fortune teller. Here it is. Have to find it. Pink, purple, orange, or green?
Green.
Green. All right. Green. And we have questions 2 or 6 left in that cluster.
Let's go with 2.
2. All right. I'm glad that you guys are remembering our order of who's picking, because I didn't even prompt you that time. All right. Question number 2 is all about favorite tropes, Jennifer. So I'm curious, if you had to pick one trope to read for the rest of your life, and only that one, and one trope to write for the rest of your life, and only that one, what would they be? And they can be 2 different ones, like one for reading, one for writing, or they could be the same.
I gotta say, I love Best Friend Sibling, and I like.
It's because of Bring It On. It has to be. Like, we all have to, like, I think that did it to us.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's a tie between Best Friend Sibling and Forced Proximity. I love Only One Bed, and it's coming up in our winter novellas in November. There's a lot of that.
Ooh.
But I would say it's a tie between Forced Proximity and Best Friend Sibling. And what was the second part of that question?
So would that be for reading? Like, you'd only read those for the rest of your life, or write?
Oh my gosh, this is a hard question for me.
It's so cruel. It's so cruel. It's also never gonna happen. Don't worry. Don't have nightmares about this.
I would say out of the 2, if I had to choose one to just write forever, probably Forced Proximity. And then if I had to read Best Friend Sibling, I guess.
I love it. And Rachel, I hope you know you're about to have to answer the same question. So which one would you rather read for the rest of your life, and which one would you rather write for the rest of your life?
I'm gonna go, I really like an arranged marriage, or like marriage of convenience.
Okay.
I started reading romance with historicals, and there's a whole lot of that, along with like questionable wills where like the
Yes.
people have to get married
Yeah.
that are probably not legally enforceable, but I would probably read that forever because I think it usually has elements of like all the other tropes mixed in.
Right.
And then what would I write? I did just finish writing A Second Chance, and I really, really liked writing that, surprisingly. Even though when I read it, it can be hard to convince me when I'm reading it that, like, the fact that it didn't work out the first time, like, it might not work out again. But I really liked writing it. So as of today, it would be that.
Okay. Good to know. And that's funny because if I could only choose one to read for the rest of my life, it would be Second Chance Romance. I feel like when those are done well, they're just like, I can devour them. It's like the angst, the whatever it is. Like, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, it's always fun to get to know. Okay. And we'll go back this time. Jennifer is choosing the colors pink, purple, green, or orange. Purple. PURPLE. And we have questions numbers 3 or 8. That took me a little too long to do the figuring that out.
Oh, let's go with 8.
8. All right. Question 8. Where did I put my pen? There it is. All right. Question 8. It would help if my pen would write. There we go. That is another one of our speed rounds. This one is Would You Rather. So I'm going to give you 5. You don't have to hold any fingers up this time. I'm going to give you 5 Would You Rather scenarios. And I'm going to give each of you a chance to make your choices for each of the 5. So since Jennifer chose, we'll have Rachel kick off and answer first, if that makes sense. And then Jennifer will give us her answer. So the first one is, would you rather write with unlimited coffee or write with unlimited snacks?
I gotta go snacks.
I love it. What about you, Jennifer?
Coffee, hands
Coffee.
down. I have a problem. Like, it's definitely, like, I like snacks. They're great, but it's gotta be coffee.
It's got to be coffee. I'm right there with you. I drink like a pot a day. It's not good. All right. Rachel, would you rather get a 1-star review from your literary idol, so like an author idol, or a 5-star review or 5-star reviews? I can't even read my own writing from people who clearly didn't even read the book. It's not the nicest question, but yeah.
That's a hard one. Because
and also, we don't leave 1-star review friends. Just saying. Okay. Continue.
Oh, you know what? I would say the 1-star because I would try not to even read it and know that it existed.
Great. There you go.
At least
Perfect.
it's honest.
I love it. I love that. What about you, Jennifer?
This is a tricky one. I think I'd have to go with the 1-star too, just because I want you to read it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. It's life. You're not gonna like every book you read. And
right.
Again, Rachel said you're being honest, which respect that. So yeah, I would say 1-star.
I say this every episode that this gets brought up in, and I just brought it up in my own questions, but I wish that there weren't even a star rating system. Like, I don't understand the star rating system. I think that there's no way we can all consistently rate. It's so personal how you rate a book or feel about a book. I wish there was just like a thumbs up and not even a thumbs down. No thumbs down. Just a thumbs up. And if you like the book and you would read it again, or if like you like the book and you'd recommend it to a friend, you click the thumbs up and it can show how many thumbs up an author has on that book. I don't care. But like the star system, like it kind of drives me nuts. Like, I'm just going to throw it out there. Like, some people hate books that I am obsessed with, and that isn't a good indicator of what book you want to read. Sorry, that's my little soapbox. I'll get off of it now.
I really like that idea.
I like that idea too.
Yeah, I don't understand this whole star thing. It drives me nuts. So that's why if anybody, I'm sure somebody will comment on something of mine because I get it occasionally. But yes, if you go look at my reviews, I only leave 5-star reviews because I don't understand the star rating system. Would you rather co-write a book together in 1 month or swap work in progresses and finish each other's stories? Oh, wait, who's answering first again? I think
I can't remember.
Rachel.
Is it me? I think I would rather swap and then finish each other's works in progress.
That's fun. It's kind of like a Mad Lib. Like you can like plug in, like, yes. What about you, Jennifer?
Same thing. That would be so fun. And now I want to do that.
I know
I
that
love
Let's
it.
actually
do that.
sounds really fun.
I want
I
to do
love
that.
it.
Let's do
Maybe we'll
it
plot
over
it out in
time.
a little bit because we're going to play MASH in a little bit and we're going to plot a book. So that can be the one you guys practice with. Okay. Would you rather have your characters adapted into a TV series or a movie? I guess it's like your books, but like the world you've created. Show or a movie, Rachel?
I am gonna go movie because
Movie.
even though a show has a lot more time to like explore all of the plot lines, I get really nervous about romance TV shows because I feel like the writers want the show to continue on forever and I want it to have a clear start and finish so that it still has a happy ending. Don't ruin my happy ending. That's my main thing.
I love it. What about you, Jennifer?
The only reason I would say TV is because I probably watch more TV shows than movies. I don't really do much of either. I just watch reruns of New Girl. So I would say TV show just because that's what I'm more familiar with. But either would be wonderful. I'd love both. That's great.
Love it. I love it. Last one. Would you rather be able to perfectly, my mouse is covering it. Oh, yeah. Would you rather be able to perfectly plot out your book or draft your book at lightning speed? Lightning speed. So fast. Rachel.
A draft at lightning speed, for sure.
Yeah. Spend more time like editing it and everything. What about you,
Yes.
Jennifer?
Honestly, I love drafting and I could do that forever and ever. It's my favorite. I'm like in the middle of it right now and I just want to sit around and draft all day. So I think lightning speed would make me sad. So I would say plotting it just because, I mean, I outline. I'm a big outliner when it comes to plotting the story out. So if I could plot it pretty well and know exactly what's going to happen and not keep questioning myself as I write or the characters start writing it for me, I think so. Yeah, I think I would say plotting.
I love it. So would you consider yourself like a plotter, not a pantser?
I'm probably a planter, but
Mhm.
I definitely have like a solid outline that I like to look at least fully explains kind of the beginning, middle, and what the end is going to be. And I know all the characters very in depth on this outline. And I don't really do chapter by chapter, but I do find myself going back onto the outline and starting to write kind of what happens in each chapter down. So I lean more towards the plotter side, probably.
I love it. What about you, Rachel? Are you a plotter or
I
a pantser
am
or a
also, I
plantser?
think, a little mix of both, but I lean more toward the pantser. Like I try to have an idea of what my goal is with the end of a scene or the end of a book or the end of a particular act, but how I get there surprises me every time.
I love that. Somebody the other day I was interviewing, I think on Instagram Live, I'm not quite sure. It'll hit me later. But anyways, I asked her a similar question just about like plotting versus pantsing. And her response was that she's a mood writer. And I thought that was interesting because I'm a mood reader. And she's like, no, I'll like actually like write chapter 7. I won't know it's chapter 7. She's like, but I'll like have these like scenes pop into my mind like while I'm running or, out doing errands. And then like I go home and I write it, but it might have to get like, plugged into other parts. It's just like not writing always linear. It's always just kind of like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I had not heard that yet, but I'd imagine I'm so scatterbrained that if I were an author, that's probably how I would write. I'd write myself right into a plot hole.
My anxiety would take over if I just kind of plopped random scenes all over the place. That's like my brain in general is just random scenes. So I feel like when I'm writing, I have to just keep going from beginning to end, or else I literally would never finish.
Yeah. I love it. I love how like it's so fun as a reader to like learn about how authors that I enjoy like are writing the books and plotting out the books and planning them. Where did my fortune teller go? Because you don't know, like as a reader, like it all reads very similar. Like not similar as far as plot goes, but like how would we know how you're planning out your books? So that's always fun to find out. All right, we have, I believe, one more left, and that is question number 6. So let's see if we can get it. And this time, I believe Rachel is picking. Is that correct?
I think maybe
It's Jennifer
I
picking.
lost track. Oh no.
I don't know. I mess up everything. Let's say it was Jennifer picking the colors. Okay. just for fun. It doesn't really obviously matter. Okay, pink, purple, green, or orange?
Let's see. So I'm choosing now. Let's go green.
Green. All right, let's just see if by happenstance we end up on question 6. Green. We did not. That's not you. It's me. Would you like to answer question 6?
I would love to answer question 6.
All right. I want each of you to tell the listeners or viewers, depending on how they are enjoying this episode, what is your favorite part about the characters that you write and the stories that you write? It can be like, I love my female main characters because they're strong. Like, it can be whatever. Like, what is your favorite part about them that would make readers want to read your book?
Love my love interests when they're just talking to each other. I enjoy spice, but like in the Velvet Fix, I just couldn't get the two of them to stop talking to each other and like joking and bantering, and that was just so much fun to me.
I love that. What about you, Jennifer?
Say I love making the personalities. I like making personalities that are different than mine, like because I write from the point of view of either two friends or two coworkers or two sisters, and they each have their romances on the side. But I like making those characters so different, but also similar in a way that that's why they're connected. And it's just fun to kind of play with the personalities. Like, for example, in the Naked Book Club, the two couldn't be more different from each other. And it's just fun to see how they still can connect, even if you're so different. So I would say probably making the personalities is fun.
I love that. So this is a weird, like extra question I'm going to throw in here. Just kind of popped in my head, but I'm going to have you answer it for each other. So I'll give you like a couple seconds to think about it. But if Jennifer had to make a friendship bracelet for Rachel and vice versa, but the friendship bracelet has to include like a word that describes the other person's books. So like Jennifer has to pick one that describes Rachel's books and Rachel has to pick one that describes Jennifer's books. What would they say? So I'll let you think about it and just shout it out when you have your answer.
Do with the books. So describing their books on a friendship bracelet.
So like convincing like readers, like, I love your friendship bracelet. I need to read your books.
Now I want a friendship bracelet with whatever this word is, but it might take me an hour to figure out
I know.
the word.
You know, some like book signings and stuff, they pass out like the friendship. I went to one during the Eras tour and they were all passing out like friendship bracelets. I have buckets of friendship bracelets.
This feels like a cop-out because it's a friendship bracelet, but the best word I can think of is literally the word friendship, because Jenny's books, like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but like the X projects, like the third act conflict is about the friendship as opposed to a romantic relationship. And then her second book is really about like these two friends coming back together. It's almost like a second chance, but with the two best friends. And it's like her besties are the soulmates in the books, even though there's still really good spicy romance too.
I love it because sometimes our soulmates are our besties. I love that. All right, Jennifer, no pressure following up after that. But what would Rachel's bracelet say?
I would say HEA, probably happily ever after, just because I feel like her stories always end on a note where you're like, that's great. Like, that was supposed to happen. This was meant to. It's very like, just the happily ever after is just so satisfying, I would say. So, and I just finished reading her novella that's coming out. So I would say, I know, I just did today. So I would say happily ever after, just because it's so nice at the end when you don't have to be like, well, what about this and that? You're asking questions and no, everyone's happy. That's great. I love that.
It's exciting. It makes me so excited to finish reading all of your books. All right, so we are at the end of that segment of the Paper Fortune Teller. We're at the last part of the interview where we are going to plot out your next bestseller using the fun game of MASH, obviously with a bookish twist. So each category is book related. And then, I don't know, maybe this could be like where one of you starts it and the other one finishes it. It can be like a fun little novella. I don't know. I'm just saying it'd be cute. Okay. I have to say that one of my authors who was on like season 2 did use one of these to plot out a novella. Okay, where did my pen go? Because that's obviously very critical.
Rachel and I are like, let's do this.
Yeah.
here for.
I was flattered. All right, well, pen mysteriously went away, probably sitting on it, but we're gonna use another one. All right. As long as, see, I just like have a graveyard of dead pens over here that I should just like throw away and replace, but when do I think of that other than when I'm interviewing? Okay, MASH. For folks who don't know what MASH is, it stands for Mansion, House, Apartment, Shack. And we would play this growing up. I would play it instead of listening to my teacher, but you usually play with a friend and you would pick like, I don't know, 2 or 3 in each category, and your friend would pick like the last one, try to like throw off your perfect vision of you and your crush getting married and riding off in a Camaro. And I don't know, he's a lawyer and you're a whatever. But anyways, okay, so we're doing this with a bookish twist. So there's going to be categories like female main character name, male characters, their careers, location, tropes, kids, blah, blah, blah. And how we're going to do it, since there's two guests on this episode, is we'll do 4 in each category. Jennifer will pick 2, Rachel will pick 2. I'll stay out of it because this is between the 2 of you. And then we'll do the spiral thing and the magic will happen and we'll have the perfect plot for your next bestseller. So first category is the female main character name. Oh, I didn't even say who's going first. That would help. Jennifer, you can go first.
I'm picking 2 names, was that? Or just 1?
2 names. Actually, can I switch it up? I made the directions and that's exactly what I said, but I'm going to switch it. I want to play. Each of us will say 1. Okay. So Jennifer will give 1 for each category. Rachel 1. I'll give 1. Okay. I just can't sit out. I'm sorry. I'm so used to playing. Okay. Jennifer, you pick 1 female main character name.
Say the name Annie just because I love the name Annie. It'll probably be a character someday in a book, but I just love the name Annie. So we're going to go with it.
There we go. Annie. And then Rachel.
I'm going to go with Ivy. I don't know why.
I'm going to go with Erin. I don't think I've ever read a book with Erin, Erin, as a female main character. So I'm going to just go with it. Also, my bestie's name is Erin. If you're watching, hi. Okay. Male main character names.
It's back to me, isn't it? Let's see.
And this is like the cruelest thing I feel like to ask authors, because you guys have so many names like in your head that you've used for all your characters and stuff. So it's hard.
I'm going to go with Archibald because that's the name of the grumpy cat in my novella that's coming out. So we're going to go with Archibald.
I love it. All right, Rachel.
You know what, Jenny? You inspired me because there's a dog in my upcoming novella and his name is Hugo. So I'm going to go Hugo.
Go with the pets.
Did you say Hugo? Okay.
Archibald.
Well, my dog's name is Gideon, named after Sylvia Day's Gideon in the Crossfire series. So I'll just go with Gideon because I have to be included in the pet thing. And I don't write books. Okay, Gideon. And female main character's career.
I'm not going to say writer. It's not going to be writer. It's not going to be owner of a bookshop. All the ones I want to say. I'm going to say she's going to be a singer.
Love it.
Famous singer.
I'm going to go with something, well, no offense to any accountants, something boring. She's an accountant.
There you go. I couldn't do it. And I'm going to go Pilates instructor.
Ooh, I like that.
I'm still waiting for it. Okay. And then male main character career.
Was this Archibald? Let's see. That's not Archibald. Let's just work with it. I'm going to go off of yours and say yoga instructor. Archibald is a yoga instructor.
Ooh.
Love it.
And I'm going to say that Hugo is a nurse.
A nurse. Love it. I'm going to say he's a principal. All right. Location. Each of us gets to choose a location where this plot takes place.
I'm over here like, should I choose the town that my stories are in? I might just do it. We're going to go with Merlin Heights. That's where my stories are. So we're just going to throw that in there.
Rachel?
I will go with, I'll do the same thing with Greyport.
Okay. And then I'll just pick something random like San Diego. I have no idea. I was thinking the other day about like that, where in the world is Carmen San Diego? And I was like, I was obsessed with that when I was little. All right. Number of kids.
You stole mine because I have 2 kids also, and that's easy. I'm going to go with 1.
And I'm actually going to go with 0 instead of saying like 36 or like whatever we did in elementary school. Tropes. Each of us will pick a trope.
I'm going to say best friend sibling.
I will go with friends to lovers.
And age gap. I was about to say second chances, but we've already talked about that. All right, I'm going to start spiraling, not literally or, physically. Tell me when to stop.
Ooh,
Anyone.
which one of us?
Say who.
You go, Rachel.
Stop.
Thank you, because it's so hard to do mirrored and not looking. All right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, I'm going to start slashing, and every fifth I'm going to cross off until we have one left in each category. While I am doing this, can you guys share what's upcoming for folks to learn about anything news-wise to be on the lookout for with releases or whatever you feel like?
Do you want to start, Jenny?
I'll start, sure. So what we have coming up, we have a winter novella collection that Rachel and I are doing along with our friend who also writes with Book and Brew named Harriet Banter, and she is going to write a novella as well. So 3 of those are coming out in November. They're all snowed in. The titles all start with snowed in. It's all forced proximity. It takes place in the same town. There's crossover between all 3 of the books, as well as kind of a little crossover for our worlds as well, that we write in, because the main setting is like an hour away from the towns we write our books in. So I would say that's coming up, and then I think that's
we are revealing the covers for those this week. Although by the time people are listening to this on the 25th, our covers will be out in the world. But our ARC applications are going to be open from Friday, August 15th. I want to say we had it's at least for a month, at least through like mid-August or October.
Or October. It was nothing happens in September, so it was October.
I love it. All right. Well, thank you. And we'll make sure to everyone click in the description of the podcast so that you can follow along with both of their writing journeys and the novella that they're releasing. I love snowed in forced proximity. It's like all I want to read all winter long is just snowed in. Everything's snowed in. Like I became obsessive over it last year. So I'm very, very excited. I'm also very excited about the plot. We got very lucky with this plot. I have to say we make a good plot team. Not surprising since you two are already kind of in sync with each other. So our plot is with Erin. I think it's the only one I got my way, maybe. Erin is the female main character. Archibald is the male main character. Erin is a singer. She lives in a mansion. I'm pretty sure she lives in a mansion. Archibald is the principal at Erin's child's school, I'm thinking. I don't know. This is how it makes sense in my brain because there's one child involved. The location is Merlin Heights, and the trope is friends to lovers. Oh, I don't know. I'm not the author. You guys can work the magic, but I can kind of see it. I can kind of see it forming. That is the plot for a next bestseller. Yeah, so obviously if you guys ever get stuck in a writer's block, you can use Paper Fortune Teller, you can use MASH. I recommend a Magic 8-Ball. I mean, any of these fun nostalgic things to totally get yourself out of it.
I love it.
All right. I had fun playing that with you guys, but I had even more fun learning about you through all of those silly Paper Fortune Teller questions. So thank you so much for joining me this episode of She's All Books. If you are watching this, please comment. Let us know something you have in common, tropes that you enjoy. If you've read any of their books, which books you're adding to your TBR, I don't know. Just let us know in the comments and make sure you click to follow along. Thank you, ladies. This really did feel like a bookish sleepover. It felt very nostalgic to me. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. It was great.
I hope that you both come on again. This is fun, and I want to chat more things and dive even deeper. So maybe after the novella's release, we can hop back on here and talk all things. All right. So until next time, book besties, thank you for watching. Give this a like and make sure you share it with your friends. Bye.
Bye.
All right, book besties, that's a wrap on this totally rad episode of She's All Books. If you're digging this vibe, don't be a square. Smash that subscribe button faster than you can say as if. Want to keep the convo going? Hit me up on social media at She's All Books. Drop a comment, share your fave book, or tell me what you want to hear next. I'm all ears. And hey, if you thought this episode was all that, spread the word. Tell your besties, your mom, even that cute barista at the local coffee shop. The more, the merrier. Stay tuned for the next episode, dropping Mondays at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a blast. Until then, keep it real and keep on reading. See ya!